Welcome to The Curve Weekly, the podcast that keeps you up to date with all of the money, business and stock market tea.
Brought to you by the Curve's research team. It's the latest insights on what's happening in the stock market, companies, other money-related news so that you can stay educated and ahead of the curve.
You can thank us later for sounding smarter than those finance bros at your next dinner party. I had a matcha in a meeting the other day.
God, everyone must be listening please don't talk about matcha again.
No, but I took the last sip, and you know how they have the matcha at the bottom of the cup?
Oh, yeah.
I took the last sip and then kept talking in the meeting, and it was like green, I felt like Shrek, and I was like, oh, wow.
And it's all grainy. Which meeting was this? Was it an important one?
Nah, it was a funny one.
Okay.
We also had a meeting yesterday, and the guy, I loved his honesty. He was like, sorry, I'm late. I was just looking at my Spotify Wrapped.
I love that.
And then I wanted to be like, hold the phone. I want to look at mine. It was like...
what was your top song?
I'm so predictable. It's boring.
I know, me too. Actually got the worst.
Taylor Swift, Dua Lipa, Fred again.
Oh, we did a little bit different. My top artist was Charlie XCX.
Gracie Abrams.
Oh, yeah. Charlie XCX, Ed Sheeran, Taylor Swift, Justin Bieber, Sabrina Carpenter. Like, come on, Sophie.
Wow, yeah.
July was your van life, beach Australia indie season.
Mine was like, started out really happy, and then it like went real deep, and then like,
Same.
it was like quite an emotional roller coaster. I'm like, F off Spotify. I'm like, I don't want to remember my emotional.
What was going on at that time?
Emotional roller coaster of my.
October was my indie sleaze strut pop moment.
Sleaze strut.
It's so true. I was really like,
we should do an investments one. How much money you put in, what you invested in, what's done well.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Can you come up with this shit in advance, please?
I think I came up with it last year.
It's too late. I mean, but you could do yours and I could do mine. We could do like the curve one. That would be quite fun. I really liked it. I found myself watching, like all the fun graphics on it. Yeah. It's like, whoosh, like going out to the side, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, was yours top podcast, The Curve?
Yeah, quite embarrassing. I was like, that's quite narcissistic, isn't it? Like, I would like to talk about something before we get into the news stuff.
Am I in trouble?
No, you're not in trouble, not at all. Okay. No, I'm in trouble. I'm really annoyed at myself because...
What have you done?
It's quite interesting. Ever since we started the podcast, by the way, if you're new and you're listening and you haven't listened to some of the earlier episodes, definitely do. Because it was kind of like back when I was a beginner mindset, I didn't know what the stock market was. I didn't
Whereas now you intermediate girl.
Yeah, I'm just so good with my money now. Nah, I'm not yet. But I hear a lot of our community saying things like, I just like psychologically struggle to invest if like I didn't invest in something and then it goes up and then I still want to invest in it. Like Danny, who works with us at The Curve, she felt like that about NVIDIA because she was like, oh, damn, I feel like I've missed it, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I hear a lot of people talking about this and I'm now experiencing the same thing for the first time. And that is that I have this massive FOMO about the fact that I've missed out on investing in crypto because it is going up and up and up and up. And I'm so desperate to jump on the bandwagon, but I know it's a bad idea.
It hit $100,000 for the first time this week.
I'm just
to put salt on the wound.
I'm so annoyed because I know we're not about timing the market. Why are you annoyed though? Because if I'd put $2,000 in 3 weeks ago, I'd probably have $3,000.
Okay, well, hindsight's great. We could use that with anything in life. But if you were taking an objective view now and you took that $2,000, what would you invest in? That's the way you need to reframe it because you are always going to miss out on opportunities. We're never going to get them all right.
But I think the thing is, the reason I feel annoyed mostly is that I do understand, the basics of crypto. I understand why it's going up. I really believe it's going to be a part of this. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just, I was just lazy. It was just that I was lazy and I didn't go and make the actual investment. And I think that's what the Curve Weekly is all about. We talk about things when they're not necessarily big public taxi driver talking about it,
Yeah.
And so I really think there almost needs to be like actionables at the end of the Curve Weekly or something. Or maybe we need to set ourselves like a date every month that we look at our investments and we just reassess, like some kind of action point, because learning about where you want to put your money and understanding investing is one thing, but then not going and doing it. It's just annoying because I knew that was a good idea and I should have done it and I didn't. So now I'm just like...
So going back on what you said, that you think Bitcoin's going to be part of the future and everyone's going to use it and all of that, we could be sitting here next year and it's at 200,000.
Right.
So if you do think that way, then you would still be investing today, like regardless of what the price, what it's historically done. Another thing is that I agree. We should not have sold. I mean, it's so easy to say now, but we nearly doubled our money when we invested.
We should have just left it in.
And we were like, woohoo, oh my God, let's sell. But we didn't need the money. We didn't have an investing goal that we were investing for.
Yeah.
We didn't have like a time frame. And so, yeah, this is kind of like,
shit, we could have had a lot more.
You didn't take your own advice, so, like.
Because what would it have been now? I mean, we took it out.
We took it out in May last year. It's doubled since then.
And
that's
so
the same with
annoying.
share prices. If you invest in a company that you really believe in, you double your money, but you're like, oh, or you make a really great return. You're like, oh, I actually just want to take this out. Just have a second thought around, I mean, that's great if you have done well out of an investment, but just think, if I had a 5-year goal and I've only left it in for 2, or, I'm putting it in there till I retire, but I want to take it out now because it's done so well. You could miss out on a whole lot more.
I think what I want to do, though, is I want to start having fun money that I invest that I don't have a goal for. A small amount that's not going to stress me out. But, like, I like actively investing. I like the idea of putting some money in Bitcoin. And I don't want to necessarily be like, have I reached my goal of buying a pot plant? I'm going to take my money out now. Like, no. Like, I like to be involved, and I'm learning so much. And I feel like I'm across what's happening enough to be able to make some decisions that are based on what's happening in the world.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I have money that I want to leave in until I'm 60, but I also want to have money that I'm investing in a way that's a bit more like fun and active. I think it just, I don't know, I just feel a bit effed off.
I can tell.
I'm so annoyed about it. But don't you think that's kind of a fun idea? Like, even if it's 5% of your investing money.
Yeah.
Because yes, you don't want to be timing the market and pulling your money out, putting it in all the time.
But it makes you stay active with what's going on in the world.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to just be set and forget. I don't want to just invest in the S&P 500, like the top 500 companies in the US, and just constantly do it and have no...
I think it depends what your intention is. If you're wanting to grow your wealth, then there's strategies and ways to do that, and investing in the S&P 500, putting a little bit away each week, each month, and watching that compound and grow. Or is it that I just want to be involved and I want to invest in things that spike my interest that I think will do well?
It's
or
fun.
Is it a combination of the both? And that's fine.
Yeah, I think what I might do is I might give myself some kind of weird rules, like money that I've put aside for, say, traveling, or for things that I don't need. They're not things that I need to spend money on.
Yeah.
And maybe I invest that, and, like, if it's doing badly, obviously I'm not going to pull it out to go and use it on travel. But if it is doing well, it's like, oh, okay, I can have a bit more of a bougie holiday. That went well.
I think the other thing is to remember, though, if it doesn't do well.
Well, that's what I just said. I wouldn't go on a holiday.
Yeah.
Like, I would have to know that I'm sacrificing money that I could spend on things now.
Yeah, okay.
With the added bonus of being able to maybe book a hotel instead of a dirty Airbnb.
Dirty Airbnb? You've had your...
I'm about to get my period, as you might be able to tell.
You had your stint with dirty Airbnbs, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm going to Paris this weekend with my sister, and
Did you book
booked an Airbnb, and I really was pushing for booking.com or like a hotel.
Did you do it through Shopback?
No, because we can't. It's not in the UK.
Or just be like, Mike, can you book
Oh,
me?
it's such a good idea. Hi, Dad.
I promise I'll pay you back.
Your daughter that you haven't spoken to in weeks. Actually, I've just got a favour for you.
The amount of times in the last month I've been like, Mum, these tickets go on sale. Can you? She loves it.
So funny.
Glastonbury, she was like all over it.
Did she get one? Oh, Eileen.
I know, but yeah. She also asks way too many questions.
No.
She's like, well, who are you getting them for? I need the names, I need the registration. I'm like,
Eileen.
Mum, just let me know if you get through, then I'll...
We're actually trying to find a studio for when we're in New Zealand across December and January. And honestly, the cutest thing ever. So Vic had this stunning idea that her parents have a spare room in their house. So I was like, cool, can we get her to send like a video so that I can see what it looks like and can hear the audio? And then can we play it, or will she kill us?
She'll probably kill us. It's so... She's like...
No, I have to. She's done a selfie video. Here we go.
Hello, this is Eileen Harris from The Curve, testing the podcast in this room. This is in the study.
Thanks, Eileen. We love you.
Thanks, Mom.
So anyway, we're trying to find a studio for when we're home. If anyone knows of any good spots, please let us know.
Yes. It was funny. So me and my dad were going to go on a Japanese holiday.
She coming now?
We were going on the way back from Auckland to London, and we were going to go on a ski trip, super special. And then my sister's like, oh, well, I want to come because that's quite special with, to go with Dad. He's quite old. He might not be skiing for much longer. And then Mum's like, well, I want to come now.
Stop, that's so cute. You've got a family holiday. Oh, no, that's so
And
lovely.
we haven't had a family holiday in I can't even remember. I think when end of school or beginning
of
uni.
Four of you
just
going?
the four of us, not even the partners.
So special.
Yeah. But then half an hour of Mum saying she's coming, it's spreadsheet central. She's got costing. She's got
Sounds like someone I know.
me and my sister and my mum and dad have different versions of
True.
of accommodation.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I actually, with my Paris weekend this weekend, there's a fold-out bed, a sofa bed, and then the double. I was like, Lucy, we can't stay in the same bed. We will just, it'll be carnage.
Cute.
No, it's when you're like, oh, I don't
3
know.
nights.
It's four. And
nights.
Anyway, so she's, bless her heart, she's going to be on the couch because I've decided to be a princess. And I'm like, if I'm
I reckon
somewhere,
you'll get to it and you'll
the
get
bed will
there.
be shit.
No, you'll be like, oh, come on in.
No, I won't.
Okay.
I hope she doesn't listen to this because she'll get false hope. Okay, let's get on to...
Or you just get drunk and she goes home first and then... I would do that. Oh, speaking of holidays and Christmas, there is a time right now in the stock market that is called the Santa Rally. And what that means is there's we get presents and gifts for each other, but the stock market also gives us a gift. And over the last 73 years, the last month of December has done really, really well 80% of the time. So people are like...
What's really, really well?
Well, it's growing about 1.4% for the month on average.
Are we really getting excited about 1.4%?
But I'm meaning historically, that's for the last 73 years.
So you put $10 and you get $1 in the whole month.
No, it's just saying that...
I'm just talking about Bitcoin and quadrupling our money in a couple of months, and then it's it goes up 1% in December.
Okay. I'm just saying that December is usually a good month for the stock market. So for anyone who, like Sophie, is pissed off that she missed out on a whole lot of returns, maybe now is the time to start your investing journey because historically December has been a really good month.
Oh, as in get in now.
Get in now.
Because...
Yeah. If there's people still sitting there going, it's on my to-do list, get in now because as we've seen, the stock market goes up 80% of the time in December.
In your notes, you have sell in May and go away.
Yep.
The October effect.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Sell in May and go away. It means that usually May is not a good time for the stock market. The Santa Rally, December is a good time. The October effect is usually a good time as well. So there's all these things that go on in the stock market.
Oh, we should make a calendar.
Yeah.
Get hot women or something and then have what happens in the stock market generally that month.
And it's usually around holidays as well as tax year end. People want to sell loss-making stocks so that then they can get the tax write-off. There's all these things that go on.
Loss-making stock.
So if you've made a loss and you don't have to pay tax on it. So there's lots of nuances that go on. But what I'm saying is there is so many things like this that go on in the stock market, but this is just why dollar cost averaging and just investing throughout and not trying to time the market is a really, really good idea. But if you haven't started investing, maybe you should.
Maybe you buy yourself a Christmas tree and it's a little, £50, $50 into the stock market and you just do real simple S&P 500 and just see what happens. Or 5, it doesn't matter. Just a small amount. Because especially if it's traditionally... if you're feeling skeptical or a bit nervous, but it traditionally does well over the last 73 years.
It's a good start. It's a good it's gone up.
Gives you a boost.
Yeah.
Because I do think for me that was what really got me excited was as soon as I had a good result, made money, I was like, okay,
I want to do this. Yeah.
Because and I know you hate the word addictive, but it is. It's it is endorphins. It makes you feel good. It's how fun.
Yeah. I know you didn't want to talk about this.
Yeah.
But Black Friday, I just wanted to say...
I told Vic before we recorded that.
I'm sick of talking about Black Friday.
Well, I just made my news feed and everything, my emails. I'm in such a bad mood, aren't I? Sorry, I'm being such a negative Nancy.
On the whole Santa Rally Christmas coming, instead of playing into consumerism and Black Friday, I think a really good gift and a gift that keeps on growing is to buy shares for someone.
I agree. The only problem I have, like I've done this for my goddaughter.
Yeah.
She's turning 3. She thinks I'm a shit godmother because I just give her like, she doesn't know.
Can you remember what you got at 3 as presents?
I know, but I'm trying to gun to be the cool godmother.
I know there's a lot of competition in our household as well, like who gives the best presents to the nieces and nephews. Like what do they run off with at the end of the day and play with? You know what? I'm willing to burden that pain.
Because then when they're older, they think you're so much cooler.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And you're going to be the like cool auntie that was pretty switched on.
Yeah.
And they're going to be
She'll
thanking
tell all
you.
her friends.
And when they're traveling around Europe with like a whole bunch of friends, and they'll be like, yeah, my godmother set me up for life when I was
Yeah.
Okay.
And
everyone will be like, oh my God, I wish mine did. I only got like buckets and spades. But anyway, if you are really not wanting to play into consumerism and you want to buy something else and want to get creative, there's like vouchers for trading platforms, there's stocks that you can buy. Yeah, lots of fun stuff. Uber's in trouble.
Now, I'm going to actually just, while we talk about Uber, just because I'm so intelligent and switched on, I am going to be an active participant in this conversation and look up what the share price is doing.
Nice, done very, very well.
Oh.
Sorry, just to steal your thunder.
Yeah, well, it has, but I thought that we were about to talk about it doing badly.
Well, it is in trouble because of its difficulty to cancel its Uber One subscription. So
what's Uber One?
So it gives you like member discounts, and it's like Amazon Prime.
Which I cancelled mine the other day. I was so proud of myself. But
Nice.
then I went on to try and buy things. I was like, upgrade to Amazon Prime. I'm like, it's so annoying. Just give me a carabiner for my keys.
They highlight a carabiner. Are you a mountain climber?
No, this thing.
A crampon.
I wanted to get a carabiner. Back to Uber.
But Amazon Prime, like when you were like, oh, I tried to cancel, it's like, and they make the orange button, the one that's highlighted that you can't cancel, like that's most.
Actually, on that, if you haven't already, last week we put an episode out with Sam Rosenberg, and she was talking all about consumer behavior because she used to study this basically, like behavioral economics.
So fascinating.
It was really interesting. If you haven't listened to that episode, we talked quite a lot about that.
Well, this is what Uber's in trouble for, is the people can't cancel.
Really?
And they're also signing up without realizing. So
really?
25 million people have done this. So they've signed up to Uber One. And it offers discounts on Uber's, Uber Eats.
Fees, 0 delivery fees.
Yeah. I should do it actually.
I know, I was about to say you'd get the most out of this.
But yeah, the Federal Trade Commission, who's like the big police dog in the US, has come down being like, that's not fair for consumers. You're making it very easy to sign up / people don't even know they're signing up, and it's so difficult to cancel. You need to change your practices. What I read from this though was that this is a really good time to check in and see what you actually have subscribed to. There's some things that sometimes I'm like, oh, I just want to read this free article. I'll sign up to.
Oh, I do that shit all the time.
Maybe like a Wall Street Journal subscription, and then I get pinged like a year later, and I'm like, oh. And so I think it's a really good time. You can go into your Apple.
Can I just do this at the same time? I actually don't think I know how to do this. So I go into
my settings and go into the search.
If you are listening and you have your phone available, do it right now. Okay, so we go Apple subscriptions.
Yeah, type in subscriptions. This is the only ones you've done on your phone. So if you've signed up for anything like online, so like news publications or something.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's just a good time to go through, sit down,
do an audit.
5 minutes and think, okay, what have I signed up for? Or
I like that. I think that's clever.
Yeah.
I've recently, I know I've talked about this so much. Everyone's like, shut up. But I've recently been taking
new material.
No, I've been taking my budgeting way more seriously. Like I've been really making an effort to like sit down and look at what I'm spending. And it's so empowering. I'm loving it. I'm kind of gamifying it for myself. When I was going through my account, I found so much shit that I didn't realize I was paying for. Like even this like stupid membership that I bought, which I wish I hadn't, for a gym that I'm definitely going to cancel because I never use it. I saw all these other random charges like £14, £7 here and there, and I was like, what's that? And I went and asked them when I went in, and they're like, oh, we're not sure, you probably should check that out. But it makes me think like the amount of stuff that probably I pay for without realizing it.
Yeah.
If you feel afraid to look at your accounts, almost do it as a bit of a F you, like as in, no, I'm going to figure out who's like trying to pull the wool over my eyes.
Yeah, or friends are like, yeah, I paid you, and then they forgot. Or
I
like,
just have always been so trusting with that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I decided not to be.
I actually had a credit card when I was younger, and I didn't check the balance that often, and I was getting charged like it was like $1, $2, $3. Like it wasn't enough for me to notice, but it happened for over 6 months, adding up, and I think it was like a couple of $100s by the end of it. And I went to the bank and I was like, what is this? And they were like, we have no idea, but we can block it if you want. And it was like, I was Googling and I was like, what have I signed up for? And anyway, it was like these goji berries or something. Like it was a total scam. But they said they could only go back for like 2 months. They couldn't credit me the whole 6 months or something. And I remember being so pissed off with myself. It was a really big learning curve because I was like, I never want to not look at my statements monthly and know what every single transaction is.
I think it's given me this new excitement to be more across where my money's going. Okay, on to the next.
Diamonds. Oh.
Do you have diamonds? Do you buy? Oh yeah, you've got your
family diamonds.
Yeah.
One's from an ex-boyfriend, lol.
I only have one diamond ring and one of the diamonds fell out of it.
God, we've had a lot of non-finance chat on this podcast.
I know. Sorry, everyone.
Sorry, everyone. It feels like a holiday. Doesn't it feel like the end of the year?
Do you mean right now?
Yeah.
Are you giving up?
No, like it just feels...
I don't feel like that. I wish I did.
Okay, anyway, diamonds. At the moment, they're not your investing best friend.
So diamonds are not a girl's best friend?
No, they are not doing well. We've had this big kind of luxury slowdown. So a lot of the names like LVMH and like Kering, which owns Gucci, like a lot of those brands have not done well. And it's all because of the slowdown in China and Asia is one of their biggest markets. And we're starting to see that flow into the diamond market. So De Beers, they are the world's largest diamond producer. And they're actually owned by a London listed company called Anglo American. It's a $33 billion mining company. But anyway, the world's biggest producer of diamonds is now cutting the price of diamonds. They haven't done this like...
Oh, amazing. I can get a cheap diamond.
Well, yeah, it's only 10%. But 10% on like a $10,000 diamond, I guess, would be quite a lot.
So it's a great time to be getting engaged by the sounds of
Yeah,
things.
so if anyone out there has been thinking about dropping a knee, now's the best time.
Oh, I know who I should message.
Oh, fuck.
I hope he's listening to this podcast.
I hope he's not. De Beers has been known to restrict supply. So they will mine diamonds and harvest diamonds and keep them and not put them out to the public or sell them to keep prices propped up. So they have artificially restricted supply in order to keep prices high. They are now cutting prices. Like diamonds on sale is just not a thing. And so this just goes to show like people have been hit by the super high inflation and then also China's just not spending. Finally, we're starting to see this super high inflation. People's wallets are tight. People don't have as much discretionary income. And so they're not spending money on diamonds. And the way that we increase or we get people to buy things is to reduce the price.
I was just looking at the most expensive diamond in the world. The pink star diamond sold for $71.2 million.
Wow.
In Hong Kong at an auction in 2017.
I wouldn't mind a green one, an emerald.
I like the yellow diamonds. I like yellow.
Oh, yeah. But yes, this is one of the deepest and most prolonged slumps in decades is diamonds. So Tiffany & Co. is probably going to be feeling it as well. So they're part of LVMH. So yeah, not good signs.
They own heaps and heaps of different brands.
Yeah. They own tons of different brands from like champagne to clothing to diamonds to handbags to everything.
But this is a good example of why LVMH is very diversified because they have heaps of different brands. Like handbags might not be doing super bad right now, but if diamonds are, it's not the it's not the end of the world.
It's just like diversifying your investments. If you had just invested, say Tiffany & Co was publicly listed and that was just that one company, it wouldn't be doing very well. But because it's part of a bigger company with lots of different brands, it's small enough that doesn't move the needle.
Yeah.
So
love that.
Yeah. And then lastly, Elon Musk. Oh gosh. I'm not sure if you remember this conversation we had a while ago. Elon Musk was expected to be paid about $56 billion because of certain milestones that hit with Tesla. So as part of his compensation.
I do remember this. And there was heaps of people being like, no.
Yeah. And it's like
and you were saying, I think it's totally fair.
Well, they put in these absolutely ridiculous targets and he blew them out of the park.
If that's how he's motivated and he made all these incredible targets, it's a bit stupid to not then be like, actually, no.
And it's when Tesla's share price was in a terrible, terrible state and it's now absolutely thriving. Then there was this big uproar being like, no, that's absolutely barbaric that you would pay the CEO of a company $56 billion.
It is a shitload of money.
Yeah. And so it went to court and then...
But like you can't get out of that. If you've said that you would pay them and he's done the thing, it's like saying, here, pay $5 for this packet of chips. And then they're like, kidding, it's actually $25. You're like, what?
You're like, no, the sign says $5. Exactly. It's like, no, the contract said if I hit these certain milestones, financial milestones with Tesla, I would get paid X amount. You signed it. You have to agree to it.
So fair.
But the judge has knocked it back and said that the board was influenced by Elon. So the board put it through because they're representatives of the shareholders. And they're saying that they were influenced by him.
And he probably knew he
could hit them and all of this. So it is the largest executive compensation package ever in history. And the previous one was Elon Musk's pay in 2012.
Oh my gosh.
So he's blowing out of the park his own previous record, but he is worth $400 billion.
I was about to say, how much does he have?
$400 billion. So, I mean, it is a bit of a dent, $50 billion, but he's still got $400 billion, so he's not doing too bad. But the board is saying he deserves it.
But the board sounds like they're under his thumb.
Yeah, but whereas the judge is like, nah, sorry. So I assume he's going to fight this again. And I'd be like taking this to the Supreme Court if it's $50 billion. I'd be like, here's $1 billion to fight it. Quite amazing.
I don't know why I'm so fascinated by this guy.
Yeah.
I think
he's freaking smart. If I was sitting here, Sophie, and I was like, I reckon the curve is going to be $1 billion. It's going to be $1 billion business by Christmas. And you'd be like, whatever, Vic. And I was like, if it is, I want you to pay me $100 million. You'd be like, yeah, sure. You know, but if I had that drive and determination to make that a success, surely you have to follow through with what you say.
It's so different. If you knew that there was like a $50 million deal that was about to come in that I didn't know about, and you were like, okay, I think it's going to be worth this, and I have no understanding, and you would obviously know what's coming, and what's possible, and I didn't. I think that's a bit like.
It's just, I just feel like...
Also, he's created these businesses that are worth that much. He kind of has earned the right to pay himself whatever he wants.
No. He's running SpaceX, Tesla, X, which was Twitter. He's got his own AI company. And now he's part of the White House in terms of Trump's right-hand men and women. So I'm just like, how do you have enough time and to also be a father? Like, do you even sleep?
No, I don't think he's a father. I think he's
a bit of an absent father. Yeah. Anyway, that is all I've got for you
Musk
today.
has said that he gets lonely. As a child, he had no friends in school. As a teenager, he followed his sister to parties and clubs to avoid the loneliness.
If you haven't read his book, it's really, really good. Okay, back to the podcast. What's your financial flex?
My financial flex is cancelling my Amazon Prime.
I've got one.
What?
Oh, you're going to make me do an episode on this. I just know it.
What? What is it?
I moved my mortgage from ANZ to ASB.
Oh, yeah. But why are we doing fist pumps?
Oh, because they gave me, for doing that, they gave me a couple of $1,000s as like a thank you.
Is that normal? It sounds like a...
Yeah, no, it's called a cash contribution. So it's usually used to help pay like lawyers' fees and stuff. That's why I bought croissants this morning for the office. Because I could afford...
No, not interesting enough to make an episode.
Oh, yes. And we've got some very exciting news. If you've got to the end of this podcast, congratulations. We've got a deal for you.
Do we have a deal for you?
We have been working tirelessly to put together the most incredible universal investing in money course. Mm-hmm. And it is now on sale for New Zealand and the UK. And you can head to our website and we'll put a link in the show notes. Great gift for Christmas.
Oh, yeah, it is. It is. It's also very affordable.
Yeah, very, very affordable. And we've got an early bird discount, so get in quick. Thank you so much for listening to The Curve Weekly. Make sure you hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with all the money, biz and stock market news. And
If you like what you heard, we would love a review, thank you.
Yes, we would love a review. But if you did hate it, please, don't leave one if you hated it. No, but in all seriousness, could you please leave a review? Because it really helps other people find our cute little podcast.
And we hope you have a good week and see you next Monday.
Bye.
Bye. Sweet? Yeah. See you next Tuesday. Lol. See you next Tuesday. I mean Monday.
No, actually, though. New episodes out every Tuesday. Okay, quickly. The Curve was created to empower and educate you about investing, but we are not financial advisors.
Our platform exists for educational purposes only, and it doesn't provide personalized investing advice for your individual needs and should not be relied upon to make an investment or financial decision.
And always remember to do your own research before making any investment or financial decision.
We're here for any knowledge and support you need, but the final call is always yours.
And thanks for being here.
You got this.
Yeah, we know you got this.